Hi, I'm Stephen Senatempo, host of Backlash, Next FM's talkback program where you never know what you're going to expect.
I'm Charles Maxwell, host of Game On every Sunday afternoon, looking after all your sporting needs on Next FM.
Now, Max, we're going to be broadcasting through the Commonwealth Games. The Games are upon us almost 4 days away. And I'm not sure how this Commonwealth Games is going to shape up, given that I've got a list here of 25 big-name athletes that qualify for the Commonwealth Games but aren't going to go for one reason or another.
So many issues associated with this Games. I think it's going to be one of the most controversial Commonwealth Games, if not Olympic Games, ever. There's the security issues, there's the no-show athletes, there's the problem with the venues. I can't remember a Games that started off with such a blaze of publicity.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, that Athens, before the Athens Olympics in 2000, did have issues with whether or not the venues were going to be ready, but it was never this intense. But one thing that's amazed me is before Athens, we talked about contingency plans. What's going to happen if Athens can't get up to date on time? And there was talk about it coming back to Sydney again. There's no talk about that. What are the rules? Is there a contingency plan in place?
I believe the contingency plan does go back to the previous host, in which case will be Melbourne, but the Indians have always been adamant that everything will be on time and ready to go. Now, I think the biggest problem they face now, putting aside the venues issue, which we've taken as being ready, is the security issue. There's been a lot of publicity about explosives going missing and that sort of thing in India. And I don't know, Stephen, if you were an Australian athlete, would you be going to Delhi?
Well, no, I got to say, I probably wouldn't. And Danny Samuels, the discus thrower, champion Australian discus thrower, has decided for that reason that she's not going. And you've got to ask yourself, is the Commonwealth Games important enough to put your life at risk? Maybe an Olympic Games is or a World Championship, but is the Commonwealth Games seen as a poor cousin?
Well, what about some of the other athletes who aren't attending the Games?
Well, the list goes on. Usain Bolt, fastest man on the planet, not going. His compatriot, also from Jamaica, Asafa Powell's not going. So the two of the greatest 100-metre runners in the world not going to go to the Commonwealth Games, but are eligible to. Stephanie Rice, she's injured. Cadel Evans not going. Andy Murray, Leighton Hewitt, Sam Stosur, some of the bigger name tennis players not going. There seems to be a lot of Jamaicans not going. Shelley-Ann Fraser, the 100-metre champion. From England, we got marathon world record holder Paula Radcliffe not going. There's a list of 25 here that aren't Australian gymnast Philip Rizzo, who was a gymnastics world champion at some stage, not going either. So who is going to turn up?
So does that mean that gold is now devalued in Commonwealth Games in Delhi?
Well, you've got to say it is. I mean, look, and maybe I'm talking out of school here, but I always thought that Kathy Freeman's gold medal was a bit devalued because it was a two-horse race and the other two-horse didn't turn up. We're talking about 25 thoroughbreds not going to this Games.
Steve Waugh had an interesting... won 16 tests in a row with the Australian side, playing against sides like Bangladesh, like Zimbabwe, as well as the other good teams. He said you still have to turn up and you still have to win. And I think that's the important thing with this. And Commonwealth Games has always been a lot about participation. They still have to turn up, they still have to win. Good luck to the people who have turned up then, and I hope they have a safe Games.
Yeah, absolutely. Safety is of paramount importance, and I hope they all go well.